Hello. This is my this is one of my show zoos I'm working on at the moment. This is kind of like the ticket area here. This is the gift shop, the entranceway you go through. I've not done a lot on the interior of a lot of the buildings because I'm still practicing. I'm still learning that bit. I try to use some of these placeable wallpaper tiles as kind of dividers here. This is a bit of a gift shop area going on here. I was quite proud of this bathroom. I think if I were to do it again where I've got a bit more space, I'd quite like to try and pull forward that little doorway so it's not just a flat surface, so it's more of a porch area to kind of obscure the the in-game toilets placed inside. I've got some hoarding up there because it's a bit of a mess behind here. So this zoo is part of a project I've been working on, kind of on and off, where I'm trying to recreate or kind of build zoos to match the various scenarios from the first Zoo Tycoon. This one being the first one, the small zoo, which started with a moose enclosure, a giraffe enclosure, and a camel enclosure. This is the moose enclosure here. I just kind of explore with them, see what we can do with the game, the modded game. Have some fun with it. I'm uploading this now because I am trying to get involved with the UCZ, and they require a bit of an audition tape. Show off my building abilities. So here's kind of a sample. In this video I'm going to kind of show you what I've got so far and also build a new exhibit from scratch. So this is kind of what we're working with here. This is my giraffe house, obviously, and it's a mix of the Burton giraffe house from ZSL London Zoo, in terms of the building, with elements of the Vienna Zoo, the Schonbrunn Tiergarten, in the yard area, more with that kind of fenced off area. But that was kind of like my theme for this. I was trying to go for some really like city zoo, small scale architecture. I wanted to do buildings that kind of looked like they would have been built historically and then renovated or expanded for the animals. And this is something I thought would be good to get going with this. Giraffe house specifically was this is cool. So at Schonbrunn they've got this like oval, this circle of animal enclosures, hoostock enclosures that are all moated at the front, in the front viewing area, and I thought it would be cool if I could bring the moat forward round to the front of the giraffe house. Sorry, I cut myself off midway there. Can you tell this is my first time? Yeah, right now I'm just kind of laying in the kangaroo paddock, and I wanted to do it like as a building with the giraffe paddock central and then these separate wings, which is how it is at London Zoo. Actually, no, London Zoo, it's 3 separate buildings, but then they connect to the paddocks, they kind of overlap. So really, it's the reverse of that. What am I doing here? So here, I'm just trying to raise up the viewing area for the guests for the bank here that looks out over the paddock. I've really tried to go for a sort of less is more approach to filling the exhibits. I used to, when I first got like the free placement hack, just kind of go buck wild on putting down plants, and obviously that slows down the game quite a lot. And I think it's better to kind of let the terrain textures do the work for you instead, rather than having to be so obsessive with it. Like here on that little, here I'm just like putting a few space-filling rocks and bushes. Anyway, here's the tour of what we did. Yeah, no, I really liked this little bridge. It worked out quite well. I think the thicket of cattails as well, cattails even, brings it together. I said, oh, they're fighting. That's nice. Yeah, again, kind of the terrain elevation here, just to kind of break up the panorama. make it a bit less, because I think with that I've managed to get away with putting in relatively few plants and rocks and trees and stuff, and still making it quite visually interesting, again with that kind of the biggest hill and the shade structure in the third. So I think if I were to go back to it, I'd like to do a bit more on the banks here. But again, here, like down this alleyway, I've kind of tried to use more earth and then some bigger centerpieces. I think coming up here, this is something I was quite proud of that I then forgot to do in the wing we made today, which is that this where I've done a second structure underneath the roof, because I didn't like, you see, this under texture of the slate. So again, if I come back, I think I'll try and go over that again, just kind of neaten that up a bit.